So now we're on tilted axes. Although we're used to having the axes horizontal and vertical, we don't have to. Sometimes it's convenient to draw the x-axis tilted along, like if we're on a hillside or on a ramp or something like that, we can tilt the axis to be along that ramp, which means that the y-axis will tilt along with it so that it stays perpendicular. So we'll have tilted axes then, as you can see in the picture. So we have some kind of a ramp or something going on right here. So we tip the x-axis to be along that ramp, which means that the y-axis remained perpendicular to the x-axis. So now we have tilted axes. Finding the components with tilted axes is just like we were doing last time, because you find them with respect to the axes, not with respect to the horizontal and vertical. So in this case, if I have tilted axes and my vector c sitting right here, then I find my components with respect to the tilted axes. So my c sub x comes along the x-axis and my c sub y is along the y-axis. So if I move my c sub y over here, then my c sub y is like this, and now I've made my right triangle with respect to the tilted axes. So it's straightforward. The catch is remembering that you're along a tilted axis, and then later on when we start dealing with gravity, gravity is not tilted, gravity is still pulling straight down, which we'll talk about when we get to that point. So, not so bad.
Wait. So what does that do in general? Or it's just normal?
Yeah, you'll see how that works later. So we have an angle that specifies the direction of C right here. And it's computed by finding what? What do you think?
I can't see. Angle what? I got it. I think.
So C sub x is a negative value.
Yep. Negative.
C sub y is a negative value. If I draw this along with this angle, then C sub y, C sub x, right? Okay. Now we can see that they're trying to use tangent. So that means we need the opposite over the adjacent. C sub x over C sub y. So only ones with C sub x over C sub y are allowed. So that eliminates D, F, E. Okay, now, because C sub x and C sub y are both negative, to compute the length of the vector, we really want them both to be positive when we do the calculation. So we're going to ignore the negative sign.
Oh, so absolute value. So C. So it's C.
So we want the answer to be C here. We want to ignore the negative sign, okay? If C sub y was positive, then only C sub x would have the absolute value on it. So the absolute value here is relevant
To the negative.
because of the negative signs that are possible. In this case, because both are negative, technically you could get away with no negative sign, so or no absolute value. So technically you could say A, but we're using the absolute values to get rid of the negative sign so that we can make the calculation. So we're sticking with the fact that we need the absolute values. In this case, we need them on both. So that's why the answer is C.